Hello everyone, my name is Orca and today we are going to go over the inventory pages which you can find under account and then inventory. And once it loads in, there we go. So yeah, this is the inventory page. As you can see, it has the old Sylestia layout, which basically means you have to hover all of these things to get anywhere. You can't see your pings and announcements pop up on the top area here. You can also see your gold AP scales and your diamond counts. And you can also see your main pet. And also you can see your pet stats. So this shows you the first pet in your stables. So if we go to stables, you can see that Froststorm is my first pet in my first stable. So when we go to the inventory, he is the first pet to appear. Those are all just like miscellaneous things. The main part we are going to talk about is this area right here, which is the inventory. So there are two parts to the inventory, which is the main inventory area, which is all of this stuff. And then we have equipment, which is over here, and it stores all of your equipment. Basically, just the armor and relics and all of these bracers and all that you get when you adventure. You also have a sell area here, and let's see, if we demonstrate with one of my items, which Silver Tidal Wood Exalted Bracer, I have too many of those, and I don't even have water pets. So we can select that by clicking on it, and then you can see how much their cost is in the pop-up. Their cost is 1,800 coins. My coin count right now is 615,646. If we click on that and then click over in the sell area, you can see it moves there and the coin value comes out here. We can do that with another one as well, and you can see the price goes out, and this is your payout. So if we sell items, and now we instantly get the gold. Anyways, moving back to the main inventory, I do want to mention that I have 6 inventory tabs here and 2 in the equipment area, and that is because I bought 5 of these tabs and the other 2 in the equipment. So you will start the game with 1 inventory tab. I don't remember the prices for each upgrade, but it does get more costly. So let's see if we can find a button, purchase tab down here. If we click on that, you can see that it costs 500,000 gold to buy a new tab for me, and that's inventory tab 7. If we go to equipment, you can see the price is only 50,000 gold because I have less tabs here. Anyways, the inventory is where you store pretty much everything that you get in Sylestia, and so that includes potions, elixirs, filters. You can also store certain festival items, such as this mojo collector. This is a very useless item that I have right now, just sitting there. We also have available items. We have essences, lots of XP orbs in here. Yeah. Just basically everything that you get in Sylestia just goes straight here. So as you can see, I have mushrooms in certain slots. That's because I have a very odd sorting system. Don't worry about that. The thing is, when you get a new item in Sylestia and you don't already have it in your inventory, it goes straight into the first empty slot available. And yeah, I like everything to pop into this area here, so that's why I have mushrooms filling up that area. Useless items, but oh well. anyways, let's talk about how to move things around. So if we go to tab 2 and we select the filter of unlearning, you can hover over it, or if you are on mobile, you can just tap on the item and you can see a pop-up that gives you info about the item and all that. And then it also turns green, and then you can move it around. You can move it to different tabs. So if I move it to tab 4, the filter of unlearning goes along, and so forth. If you have multiple items in a stack, such as my lesser pet dies, my lesser pet dies, I have 3 of them, as you can see. And if I want to put them into different stacks, I can select them. And then on a computer, I can press the shift key and then click another space. Oh wait, actually no. It's shift key and then click the item and then click another space, and you can see I can split the item. So now one item goes into this area. I can also click on the item again and it will go back into the stack if I click on the appropriate box. If you are on mobile, it's a bit different. You have to click this and then you can go down here and there is this button and it says split stacks into multiple stacks. You can click that and then click on a new space and then input how many you want to move to that space. And yeah, so that's splitting stacks. I know a lot of people have questions about that, so I will make sure to leave a timestamp either in the description or in the comments. Probably will leave them in the comments because no one looks at descriptions. Now we've gone over the purchase tab button and the sell items button. So now let's go over the use item button and the broker item button. The use item button will light up if you have an item such as the filter of expedient learning. So you can click on that and then you can use it, and that will give all the status effects listed in the filter of expedient learning. And yeah, I'm not going to use that right now because I don't need that on my pet at the moment. If you're going to do that, I do recommend using it during a double XP event, because double XP plus expedient learning, your pets are just going to fly through the levels. Now let's move on to the broker item button. The broker item button is connected to the trade broker, which is found under trades and then trade broker. So the broker item button is how players take items from their inventory and put it to sell to other players. And this is a useful thing to know. So what we can do is we can click on this lesser pet die that I am going to sell. And if we click on the broker item button, and some info pops up. We have the lesser pet die. The name is up here on top with current listings. So there are 2 other items for sale that are lesser pet dies. The average price is 70 gold, lowest price 70 gold, the highest price 70 gold. That just means that every other listing is 70 gold. And in sales in the past 30 days, it just shows how much the price has fluctuated and how many items of that kind have been sold. If you are selling lesser pet dies, you only really need to know about the current listing info. Sales in the past 30 days are more useful for rarer items or for items that may not be currently listed. So it says price per unit down here. So what we can do is we can either use the arrows to go manually, or we can just type a number in. So I'm going to go with 65,000 gold, and then we can list item, and there it goes. It has been taken from our inventory. And if we go to the trade broker And then we go to your listings. You can see that the Resto Pet Die is now for sale. And if we go to Browse Broker, and we go down to Pet Die, and then we search the broker, you can see we have the lowest price and stuff. You can click on item info and you get the same pop-up right here. Now there are a couple of other miscellaneous things down here. So we have the remove broken item slots from inventory and equipment. That is more of a bug thing. It basically just fixes some bugs that happened. I have not seen any broken inventory slots in a long time, so yeah, don't need to worry about that. We have the auto sort all tabs. Now be very careful when touching this, because if you do that, it will sort all of your tabs by rarity, and it is a pain to unsort if you are like me and you collect hundreds of items and you have to have them like in order just to keep them straight. So yeah, be careful when you touch that. Same thing goes for the auto sort current tab button down here. I've touched that on many an occasion and I did not have fun. I do want to mention that the auto sort current tab and the auto sort all tabs, that will sort everything in this tab, for example, but it won't add items from, say, this tab. So if I have mushrooms over here, they will not be added to the mushrooms over here. However, if I click on collapse all tabs or collapse current tab, all of the blank space that I have over here will just disappear. Basically, all of this will get sorted by rarity, and then it will go from left to right, top to bottom. So yeah, be very careful when touching those 4 buttons if you don't want anything to move in your inventory without you doing it yourself. Now let's go over the last and final button. This is the mail item to player button. It is a very much used button. It is used when players are exchanging gold directly to each other, or they're sending items to each other, and it's, yeah, basically it's just a way of paying someone. So like if you're selling art in the forums, then you will use, say, a fairy mushroom or some other low level item to get your gold and stuff from the other player. So what you do is click on the fairy mushroom, mail item to player, and then some info comes up. There is a recipient box here. You can click on that and type in the other player's username. You can only send the item to one player, and you need to use their username. Do not use their ID because that just does not really work. Or you can choose a contact, and I will use my friend one more for this, and you can see it pops up in the recipient box. So you can send a COD fee. If you can go from 0 to basically as much gold as you can allow. So I'm going to set this up for 25 gold or 24 gold. Let's go with that. It's fine. I'm probably going to get this player trait back anyways. But yeah, so do note the small text down here. The recipient will have to pay this amount before collecting the item, and then you can send the item, and there goes my fairy mushroom to my friend. Now we move on to equipment. We have a piece of armor here. This is a Raven's exotic helm. It is from the Lost Grove. Don't worry if you don't know what it is. Anyways, as you can see, if we hover over it, you can see the rarity, whether it is tradable or not, how high a level you need to use it, and this is your pet level, not your player level. You can also see there is an armor and how many stats it gives. And you can also see how much gold it sells for, which is something I pointed out earlier. So if we click on that, now note that armor pieces do not stack. So for example, I can't stack. Oh wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Please note that tidal wood bracelets, for example, they do not stack. They just swap places, as you just saw. So if we click on that, we can go down here, and now this is a helm, so I can exchange it for this armor slot here, and you can see that my pet stats have changed if we do that again, and the stats have changed back. You can also change what pet you are viewing at the time. So if I go to Firewind, and now you can see Firewind stats, and you can do the same thing with your stables. And yeah, that is pretty much all of the things you need to know about the player inventory. So this has been Orca. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them below or give me a DM. I will reply, hopefully. Yeah, and keep on adventuring, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!